Hi everyone, in today's tutorial I'm going to be covering how to set up SMS notifications inside your Back on Stage app account. So firstly, to go over some of the use cases for what you might use SMS notifications for. There's a whole range of things, but some of the top ones here are, for example, sending gig offers to musicians. So we all know how challenging it is to break through the noise in people's inboxes. So if you can avoid that altogether and get to them through an SMS message on their smartphone, that's probably going to be a lot better for you. You can also get notified when autobook fails, for example. So if, let's say, you had a call list of 5 drummers on a booking and none of them were available, as soon as that last guy has declined your gig offer, you can be notified instantly that all your drummers were unavailable so that you can deal with that. Next thing here, notifications of client payments that have come in or emails that were received from clients, even client contracts that were signed. So those can be pretty handy. Of course, tasks. If a task is due today, either that was assigned to you or somebody else, you can be notified of that. And lastly here, my personal favorite is messaging the band on gig day. So this happens to me all the time where we're on the bandstand, we go on a break, everybody takes off, and I forgot to tell everybody what time the next set starts. So there I am frantically trying to put together some ginormous group text on my phone to let everybody know when the next downbeat is. And for the life of me, I can't remember who's even on the gig that night. So I'm spending most of my break just trying to come up with that text. I don't have to do that anymore. I can just go straight to the gig page inside Back on Stage, put in a message there, hit send as SMS, and immediately my whole team's notified of that next downbeat time. So that's my personal favorite, and we'll show you all that today. So getting set up with SMS notifications is pretty quick, pretty easy, but there's a bit of a process involved here, so we're going to go over all this today. The first thing is you need to set up a Twilio account and link that to Back on Stage. So Twilio is a provider that basically handles all the integrations to all of the mobile carriers around the world, and that is what we use to send out your messages. So you'll set up an account there and you'll link that in. Nextly, you need to get your team to verify all of their phone numbers within their Back on Stage profiles. Now, if you or your team members registered for Back on Stage after March 23rd, 2023, this was part of your sign-up process. So you've probably already verified your phone number with us. If not, it's a very quick 2-step process inside your profile, and we'll go over that as well. And then lastly, you can configure all the SMS messages that you'd like to actually send and what they look like inside your notification control center in Back on Stage app. So let's jump right into it here. So I'm going to come over here. I'm inside our Back on Stage app help center, and I'm looking at our link Twilio to Back on Stage article. I have a link to this in the video description here, so if you want to follow along there, you can do that as well. So basically, first step here is, like I said, create a Twilio account. So you head over to twilio.com, you fill in a bit of information there, and just like that, you've got an account. From your main account dashboard, you're going to click on this Get a Twilio Phone Number button, and after that, you will have your Twilio phone number. So from that same page, you scroll down and you're going to see this account info section. We've got an account SID, an authorization token, and your new Twilio phone number. All you have to do is come into your Back on Stage account, come over to company settings and details, and then from there, scroll down to Twilio settings. From within here, make sure the enable Twilio enable SMS checkbox is selected there. And then I've already got my Twilio settings inside my account here, but you won't yet, so you'll see these 5 fields pop up. So from that previous screen we just looked at, you're going to copy in your account SID, your authorization token, and your Twilio phone number. Again, SID, authorization token, and phone number. They're all right there. Once you've done that, sorry, I'm going to come back to here. Here we are. The next step is to get an API key and a token there as well. So from within your Twilio account again, click on Account, go to Keys and Credentials right here, and then click on Create API Key. Once you've got that selected, the next page is they're going to ask you to name your API key. So this is just basically your API key is the backdoor that BackOnStage is going to use to communicate through your Twilio account. So you just want to give this some kind of a name that identifies this as BackOnStage. So I've just entered backonstageapp here as the example. You could put BOS notifications or whatever makes sense to you. And once you save that, you're going to get another SID and secret right here. The SID, this is your, we call it the API key. So you're going to want to copy that. And again, come over into your BackOnStage account under those Twilio settings, and you're going to paste that in. The API key is that SID we just looked at, and then the secret is the secret that you saw earlier. Put those in, hit save and close, and with that, you're pretty much done. At that point, your account is linked to Twilio, but there's one more step we need to do inside Twilio, and that is to take your account out of trial mode. So within trial mode, Twilio will only be able to send messages out to your own phone number that is connected to your Twilio account. Obviously, you want to be able to send messages out to your entire team, so that's not good enough. So all we need to do is from back inside your Twilio account, you'll see a green little trial button pill in the top left-hand corner. You just want to hit the upgrade link right beside that. Once you have clicked that, they're going to ask you for some address information and some tax information, and then you're going to fund your account. Now on the fund your account page, you'll see here, you get to choose the amount you initially put in there. And yes, of course, SMS does come with a bit of a fee. I didn't mention that up front, but this is another separate account, just like a phone plan basically. So you will need to sort of recharge it with money so that it can send text messages out for you. And I would recommend here that you enable the auto recharge as well. That's a pretty handy feature. You wouldn't want your gig offers suddenly just stopping if your account balance ran out. So that's pretty handy. They let you top up your account as soon as it gets low. So I would recommend you doing that. And once you've done that, you've got your account fully set up out of trial mode and you're ready to send SMS from within your BackOnStage account. So last step is, like I said, you've got to have your members verify their phone numbers inside their accounts. And that's really simple. Like I said, if they have signed up after March 23rd, 2023, they've probably already done this, but if not, they just have to log into their account, hit the profile icon in the top right corner, and they'll see a verify my mobile number right there on their profile page. All they have to do is click that. We send them a one-time passcode, they enter it in, and they're done. After that, you are ready to send notifications as much as you need. So once we've got all that set in, like I said, notifications are ready to go. Where do we control all these notifications? That is in the Notification Control Center. Again, if I hit Company Settings and scroll down a little bit to Notification Control Center, within here, you can see all the different types of notifications that BackOnStage sends, and we can toggle on or off whether or not those are sent via SMS. So for example, if I don't want to get notified when Autobook fails to book a musician for a gig for me, I can just turn that off. No harm done. So this is where you turn everything on and off. The last thing I want to show you, actually I'll show you this as well. If you go in to edit any of these notifications, scroll down a bit, and this is where you can actually edit the body of the SMS. So SMS messages obviously should not be as long as emails. They don't get quite as much real estate. And handy tip for you to note as well is that notifications that are sent via SMS, when SMSs are sent through Twilio, they're basically broken up into what they call segments. So each segment can only be of a certain length. It's around 160 characters, but it does depend on if you're using emojis or something, for example, that'll burn up more characters. So if your SMS messages get really long, they get broken into several segments, and those segments end up costing you more money because every segment has a fee from Twilio. So try to keep these SMS messages as short as possible to keep your billing on the Twilio side of things as low as possible. Unless you're a baller and you just want to go crazy with your SMSs, make them as long as you want, but you've been warned. So that's how you would control the actual messaging of the SMS right here within your account. So the last thing I want to show you here, like I said, that favorite feature of mine on the booking page, if I want to send out an SMS to my entire team on gig day, all I have to do is open up the booking, come down to the band chat section here, and I'm just going to enter in the message I want. I've got here, back on stage at 10:15 p.m. Send this message via SMS and hit send. And just like that, immediately my whole team's notified that it's time to go. So I hope that helps. We've talked about how to get SMS set up inside your Back on Stage account today. If you're new here to any of our channels, please go ahead and hit those like and follow and subscribe buttons. We've got more great videos coming out all the time, and we'd like to see you back. Of course, if you haven't checked out Back on Stage app yet, check us out, backonstageapp.com. We'd love to see you on the other side. If you've got any questions, you can hit the chat button inside the app to talk to us anytime, or email us at support@backonstageapp.com. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon.